Okay, hopefully I'm in focus. So, had a little excitement over the weekend. That's what I'm going to talk about today. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name's Lauren and I'm a college student at Temple University and I make videos about all sorts of things. Today, I'm making a little story time video about my adventure of the weekend, which culminated in me going to urgent care by myself like a real adult. So for some backstory. So I have tendinitis in both my wrists. It could be from when I fell off the unicycle for the first time, and maybe that was like the first thing that really pulled on the wrists. That was the first time I remember my wrists really hurting. And then from playing violin, from being a color guard, from playing the marimba, I just use my wrists a lot. And I ended up having to go to physical therapy in high school, which did help. I got a variety of wrist braces. And then in college, I only really play the violin now. Gave up the color guard, don't play marimba. I do excessively type, apparently, from what I was describing to the doctor. So I guess I'm still really active on my wrists. However, the physical therapist did give me some exercises, things like this, and like very basic minimal things that I would try to keep doing after I saw them, because I didn't want to have to go back to physical therapy, right? Then I didn't play my violin really that much first semester last year. I did bring it, I practiced it a couple times, but I wasn't in a group. However, then in the spring, I joined the orchestra, and I was then playing violin. All of a sudden, not really been playing it that often. It's only for 2 hours straight a week. So I would take naproxen, which was this medicine that I was prescribed before orchestra. Because if I didn't take it, then my wrists would hurt. However, I guess that they kind of got a little bit stronger because over the summer it was fine. And then this past semester so far, this current semester rather, I've been in orchestra and I haven't needed to take the naproxen before rehearsal. I've been just totally fine, just going, keeping up my little exercises, like at home, playing, going, it's fine. Like maybe by the end they feel like they are about to hurt, but they never do start hurting because I'm keeping them in good shape. Then comes the weekend and I'm on set shooting for my final film, which is now totally shot. It's in development, waiting to get it back. And I'm pretty careful when I hold things. Like, I don't hold things, like this is pretty light. Like say most people hold their camera bags, like this. Maybe say, for example, I'll hug it because then it doesn't strain my wrists, right? So I'm really, really careful with my wrists because I know that I have potential to have problems. So I just don't know what I did. All I know is I was like picking things up and everything was fine. I was a little stressed with everything. There was a lot of adrenaline. So I didn't really realize anything was really wrong until later. So it's now Saturday evening. We finished at Saturday, like 1:30, and they cleaned up. And then I just started doing other work. So now maybe it's like 4 or 5. My friend's over. We're watching Downton Abbey, like champs. And all of a sudden I'm like, wow, my wrist is really hurting. And he was like, usually hurting? And I said, no, it hurts more than it should. It reminds me of when things were really bad in high school. And of course he had no clue what I was talking about. But I knew what I was talking about. And I was kind of thinking I could just kind of ignore it, push it away. So I took my wrist medicine, which is supposed to help. It's a painkiller and it's supposed to help decrease inflammation. That being said, it was really bad at this point, so it was still really hurting. I was basically crying. It hurt so much. It was not a good look, though at this point I was just me by myself, basically crying. So I decided, why don't I just put on my wrist braces? And I do have 2 really big, bulky ones, kind of like about this, that I had at home, and I brought them to school last semester, but I didn't need them at all, so I didn't bring them this semester, of course. I did have one that looked like this, but it's blue, and I had that in my violin case, but when I looked there, it was gone. And I did a very frantic kind of digging through things, did not find it easily, was kind of full on panic at this point because I knew that if I didn't put on a wrist brace and at least wear it when I was going to sleep, I was gonna have big problems, so I slept on my wrist funny. So I trekked over to CVS, I shelled out the bucks for the medium support wrist brace, this one. because I didn't feel like the light one would be enough, and I didn't really want to spend like 40 or 35 or whatever, $40 on a giant wrist brace. Though in hindsight, maybe I should have done that because I ended up getting this one. I'm also nervous at this point because I have an exam that was online, mostly multiple choice, but then some like 5 short answers that were really more short essays, like 1 or 2 paragraphs. And it's timed. So I'm thinking, how am I gonna be able to type like this? So I awkwardly email my teacher with the one hand, and I asked if I can have an extension because I explained that I have tendinitis, it's inflamed, and it really hurts. So she said, how about till Wednesday night? She was supposed to be due Monday night, but this was Saturday night, and I knew it wasn't gonna be good by then. So I said, hopefully, I'll keep you posted. And then my dad, was like, maybe you should go to urgent care. Or actually, he said maybe you should go to student health. Student health's not open on the weekends for some reason, so I could not do that option. And I thought about just making an appointment or trying to go on Monday, but walk-ins stink because I don't have time to just like wait around. And then like I know doctor appointments just take forever anyways. So then my dad was really helpful, and he kind of helped me try to find some places, urgent care places relatively close to campus. I ended up finding this place, Vibe. It had a couple locations around Philly. One was right off Spring Garden, which was just down the subway line, really easy to get to, like 15 minutes. And I got to do this thing where I could save my spot like in advance, so before I left. So Sunday, I have to go to church, I eat lunch, I come back, I go on, I do my thing, I save my spot, then I head over. I was a little anxious because I've never been to urgent care as far as I can recall, definitely not by myself. And I had to go in, I had to give them proof of me, I had, my driver's license, my insurance card, I had to fill out my own medical paperwork. It was a lot. I was thinking, wow, I'm really, 19 years old, really adulting hard doing this for myself. But it helped that the ladies there were really nice who were working by the counter because I had some questions and they answered them really, easily. And it was a nice vibe. Vibe had a nice vibe. There was like mint smells. It was cute. Definitely was trying to like soothe people, alleviate fears. Definitely helped me. So I went back, and my person was cool because she was like a bass player, so we were kind of talking a little about instruments while she's taking like my vitals, so just keeping the conversation a bit lighter, so it was nice. Then like the doc comes in and he kind of like feels around. To my relief though, he did say that he agreed there was probably a muscle thing, tendon thing, because the pain I was feeling was kind of all around versus one spot, which maybe been like a bone. And he said the naproxen probably was helping if I said that I took it, and it did help a little bit because if it was a bone, the naproxen's not gonna do anything to make that feel better in the inflammation sense. So he prescribed some more of that I have to pick up still. And then he was like, good move on getting this brace, but it's not gonna fly. So first they tried to get me one that was like really big, like my whole forearm basically, but it was huge. My arm was swallowed in it, so I got this, which it may not look that secure. I think it's pretty heavy duty, and I have to keep this on 10 days. So I took it off to shower and like when I'm like washing my hands or like my face like cleaning up because I don't want to get it wet. But other than that, keep it on full time. And I'm on wrist rest, so I'm not allowed to take with it. I can't play violin. I have to just be really careful because slight movements and stuff can really, jar it. And then I'm supposed to go, the doctor told me to see like a specialist or just to like, keep tabs on it after those 10 days to see how it's doing. So it has been like 3 days, I guess, because it's Tuesday night. And it is a real hassle to have this thing on. First of all, it's like annoying to lug on some clothes because it gets in the way. And it's annoying because I want to use my hand and I'll start doing something and then be like, wait, no, I can't do that. That being said, my wrist has been feeling better. Though this morning I was in a rush and I forgot to take the naproxen in the morning and I was like, oh, I was feeling pretty good throughout the beginning of the day. So I thought, oh, maybe I don't need it. But then in the afternoon I started feeling that warm, like pulsing, heavy, hurty feeling. So I took more naproxen when I got back and now it's feeling pretty good. So I guess it means it's kind of fake doing well, but whatever it takes right now for it to help keep the inflammation down and just really rest my wrist. It just kind of sucks, but I'm pulling through, and at least Like, I'm very grateful that like I have my family has insurance and I could go to the place and like get seen and get assistance. So I'm just trying to like be grateful for these things versus like, wow, this really blows. And I'm very grateful that I hurt my wrist after shooting versus before, because that would have sucked even more. And I guess that kind of wraps up this little story time video thing. So if you enjoyed this video and want me to get better, give me a thumbs up. Can't really do a good thumbs up with this, so let's try over here. And subscribe if you want to see videos. I post every Wednesday. I do like monthly live streams, and I will be attempting some kind of vlogmas. So lots of good things are coming. Hopefully my wrist will be better very soon, and I will see you then. Bye guys.